everyone and welcome to my Skulduggery Pleasant Seasons of War reading vlog. So this is the 13th book in the Skulduggery Pleasant series. This one is Seasons of War, and I'm not going to give you the full synopsis because I like going into these with not really knowing much. Essentially, I just read the tagline, which is Same Trouble, Different World, so that's very interesting. I'm very excited to see where this one goes. There was a lot of cliffhangers in the previous one with like Omen and Olga both being stabbed. You also had the vision Valkyrie had of her sister in the future with something terrible was going on, and Valkyrie was away enough to be missed, so we don't know if she died or anything like this, and a whole lot of other plot twists like the fact that China is a mother to Solace, and also the big one, Valkyrie is actually a descendant of the faceless ones, not the ancient ones. So lots of things happened. Very, very excited to continue this, and if you hadn't guessed, this is going to be a full spoilery reading vlog like all of the previous Skulduggery books were. So let's get into it. Very excited, and it's a chunky one, so this is going to be a slightly longer video than usual, so let's get going. I should also quickly mention as well, I do have the hardcover upstairs, which has a short story in it as well that was exclusive to the hardcover, so I will also probably be vlogging that as well, if I remember. I'll hopefully remember. Either way, I will try to read that as well. I may have to ask Abby to remind me, I don't know, but either way, I'm going to be reading the paperback version just because I find it easier to hold, so let's get going. So I've just finished the prologue in the first two chapters. First of all, the whole bit with the celebrities is kind of funny in that sort of very twisted way. Also, the RIPD joke, I love that because I really like that film. It's, in my house we have a tradition of watching Friday night movies, otherwise known as like the ridiculous over-the-top action movies, where you can pick holes in it and stuff like this. So we watch stuff like Pacific Rim, Men in Black, RIPD, like Red Notice, all of those types of films. If it's got Ryan Reynolds or The Rock in it, it's generally going to be a Friday night movie, and RIPD is definitely a Friday night movie, so we enjoy them. So I'm just like, what do you mean? It was a really bad movie, like, it's so bad it's good. Don't rip it. I really enjoy that movie. But I really like that whole thing of like what other sorcerers get up to and how not all of them are trying to end the world. Some of them are just trying to make money and manipulate stupid rich people into murdering people. Like, it's not good, but it's kind of like, oh, this is what other slightly evil sorcerers do, or evil sorcerers do, and like how they manipulate humans. I really like that. I also really like the conversation between Valkyrie and Kez. I like that she's talking to someone, even though Kez is probably not the best option, but I like the fact that she is at least trying to talk to someone, and someone is saying, look, using Splash and the music box is not good. And it's sort of like, I like that we're getting that, because at least Valkyrie is talking to someone, even though it's probably not the best person to talk to, but there we go. Interesting that they're going back to the other universe again to fight Mevlin. I find that quite interesting that they're having to go back and do that again now that like Sebastian has now been killed and now his dad's taken over his body and everything else. I like that we're sort of like rounding back to the original history of this world that we never saw originally, but I'm also like, that can't be good. The fact that we're going after Mevlin and all the rest of it, and Darkess is now in this world, and Valkyrie's going out of it for 2 months, it's like, oh god, like I know Darkess is not exactly functioning at the moment, she's like sort of catatonic, but it's just like, that's not good that Valkyrie's leaving and everything else. I'm wondering how this is gonna go. But yeah, I just really like Omen's bit where he's like off and goes to the prison. I just really like that he was like, I'm trying to get closure for you kind of thing. It's like, Omen is too good and pure for this world. He's too good and pure for any world. He's so sweet. And I'm slightly worried about Olga, but Olga will definitely be fine because he's the chosen one. And the mystery of Sebastian continues, because I'm like, who the hell is Sebastian really? Like, Hannah brought it up in the previous live stream that she thinks that Omen is Sebastian from the future, and I'm like, that could be the case. And now I'm looking at it going, you're very ominy at points. I don't know. That theory's now in my head, so now I'm like, what if it's him? I've got so many questions, and I'm only 51 pages in. So many questions, so little time, so many pages. Oh, questions and more questions. Dexter and Saracen had an argument over the fact that Saracen wouldn't tell Dex what his powers were, and it's X-ray vision. Why is that so funny? That is unbelievably pathetic. Everyone was just like, oh yeah, it's got to be something really, really big, and all the rest of it. No, it's X-ray vision. That is brilliant. And the fact that it was like, what's his name? I've already forgotten his name. Sorry now. And the fact that he told Ravel, and Ravel was actually poisoning him. Like, why did I not think of Ravel being like bad enough to poison someone? He killed Ghastly and Anton. Of course he's not above like poisoning someone to protect his own arse. But X-ray vision? X-ray vision? That's useless on multiple levels. I was saying the whole way through my last vlog that Tanith should be one of the dead men, and now we get to this one, and China says, I'd give a speech, but I'm late for another speech I have to give about something I don't care about. They'll wait, of course, but wait, because waiting is what people do for me. For you, though, I thought I'd give a few short words of encouragement. Kill Mevlin for me, my dead men, and save the world. That's all. And obviously Tanith is part of it. So Tanith is officially one of the dead men. I'm very happy with that. And I know we were saying that she's too cool for the dead men, but she's clearly not. And I love it. Well, she is too cool for the dead men. But she'll, like, let it slip because it means she gets to kill Mevlin. Or at least help kill Mevlin. I really hope, fingers crossed, that actually happens. But it's probably going to go wrong. Who knows? But I love that line so much. It's such a cool line. It makes me so happy. Great conversation there between Skulduggery and Valkyrie about fate and destiny and like parallel universes and stuff like this, because I always love those conversations. I've mentioned it before, but I absolutely love like what if scenarios where what if one thing changed and you explore that possibility. It's one of my favourite things. I really, really, really enjoy it. So it's really nice for them to have that conversation, even if it's just boggled my mind, like it's boggled Valkyrie, you know. But it's nice to see Skulduggery and Valkyrie as well just have deep conversations, because I know they do on occasion, but mostly they banter. They don't really talk about very, very serious topics unless they absolutely need to, like they're talking about Darkess or Lord Vile or something like that. So it's nice to see them having a conversation that wasn't completely forced on them for like situations, but also I feel like Skulduggery is slightly digging now, like is there something like, because what was the exact wording? He says, what about you? Do you believe in fate or do you believe in yourself? And it's sort of like, I feel like he's starting to like edge around sort of like Valkyrie now and sort of being like, there is something wrong, but he's not pushing her to tell him, because he never does. He always waits for her to tell him her problems, which I think he should learn by now, that he should just try and get it out of her, but at the same time she's too stubborn, so I can get why he doesn't. But it's like, I think he is going, there is something wrong here, and he was using that conversation as a sort of way to maybe ease into like her saying that something is wrong. I'm sad that it didn't get there, but obviously there's a hell of a lot more book to go, and if they solved it immediately or anything, it wouldn't be the book. So yeah, I get it, but I'm just like, I like them having this nice little conversation that's purely metaphysical, if that's the right word. I think it's the right word. Metaphorical, metaphysical, something serious, but it isn't like end of the world serious, essentially. I like that, because it's like, they do have conversations outside of bantering, and it sort of shows that they are true friends as well. Like, I know you do see them being true friends the whole time, but it just sort of gave me a little bit of warm and fuzzy feeling, because it was like, they are really good friends, and I really enjoy that. First of all, the cave was creepy with all the Druga and all the rest of it, and them nearly actually getting Valkyrie, but don't tell me Luke's dead. You know no. How are they going to get home to start with? But also I kind of liked him in a sort of, he's a bit dweeby kind of way. But also that entire bit with Darkess and Sebastian has made me think even more about Hannah's idea that Sebastian is actually Omen from the future, and I'm like, that is starting to make a lot of sense, because he's saying everybody thinks he's annoying, he doesn't get along with his family, things like this. I'm like, is he? I'm now worried. I'm very worried about Omen. I'm very worried about them all. But I'm especially worried about Omen now and the whole Sebastian thing. But also, how the hell is everyone going to get home now from this dimension? So the music box has now also just been destroyed, which means that obviously Valkyrie now can't use it. So that's not going to end well, considering she's so reliant on it. This is going to be like a withdrawal. So that's not going to go well. And also Darkess is now pregnant with herself. Can't see how that's going to go horrendously wrong. Maybe it'll turn out good. I'm doubting it. This could end very badly. That's all I've got. This could end very badly. I have no idea how this is going to go, but it's going to end badly. I really like in chapter 39 where Skulduggery is basically saying, I know something's wrong, and he's starting to talk to her about like her guilt and things like this. I really like that, because it's like, at least he's not saying, right, I'm going to let her come to me. He's actually going to her. And I mean, it was a bit forced because the music box broke. So they could all clearly tell something was wrong because she was getting jittery and all the rest of it. But I do like the fact that he's going to her now instead of waiting for her to come to him. And also them trying to like distract her by like channeling her magic, things like this. It's so funny when she hits Rue in the face. Because he's like, I believe in you. She just accidentally shoots him. Shouldn't be as fun as it is, but it kind of is, because he just goes like, he's like, I believe in you, bang. Just a giant red mark on his face. This entire team is so chaotic. I love it. The Darkly parents are complete arseholes. Like, we knew this. We've known this for ages. But they're having the conversation with Omen about what he's going to do with his future. Right, and he says like he's been having some adventures with Skulduggery and Valkyrie and Temper and Olga. Right, and he's gone, no one wants to hire a sidekick. And then the wife has told the husband off. He's gone, what? They don't. It's time to stop mollycoddling the boy. Your brother will outshine you in everything you do. He always has and he always will. You can't be an adventurer, you can't be a detective, you can't fight evil sorcerers and save the world. Because he'll be doing all of that too. And he'll be doing it so much better than you ever could. Can I hit these parents? I really want to hit them, but then it carries on, right? And then saying we wouldn't be needlessly heartless. This is, and like his mum saying, we wouldn't be needlessly heartless. And then his dad goes, this isn't needless, this is necessary. The boy has to hear it. You don't mind hearing it, do you, boy? They don't even call him by his name. And I know they're talking about like how like they took their names as twins and all the rest of it, right? He literally just goes like, you've copied him as much as you could. You've been able to coast along because of him. Nothing has been expected of you because everything has been expected of Olga. You've been allowed a carefree life, Omen, while Olga, your mother, and I have put in the blood, the sweat and the tears. You've had a blissful little life, haven't you? Well, that today comes to an end. What part of his life has been blissful? I mean, these are the worst parents ever. They are awful. I'm circling back round to the idea that the Canes need to, well, the Edgeleys, I should say, should adopt Omen and Olga for that matter, because they'd be far better off. They'd certainly be loved. So now Tanith is like bringing out justice herself here and killing the governor because, and she's saying let the people die because they let their servants die. I mean, I'm trying not to be on my everything is wrong and all the rest of it, but that's a bit extreme for Tanith. But then she did say that her old moral self was coming back, so I'm just like, is there a side of Tanith we haven't seen before? Because I think we're getting a side of Tanith we haven't properly seen yet, which is exciting because she's one of my favourites. But half the time when we get to know these characters more, they die. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, touch wood, that doesn't happen. So I'm now up to chapter 68, which is page 283, and I have a very bad feeling that it's going to turn out that the person who has created the Drugar, who are like the zombies, and is controlling the necromancers, is going to turn out to be Lord Vile. Because we haven't heard them mention Lord Vile at all while they've been here, and I'm pretty sure Lord Vile isn't dead in this universe, so it's probably going to turn out that Lord Vile is controlling all of this and creating the zombies for whatever reason he seems to have. Who knows? But I'm just like, it's going to turn out to be Vile, or Vile is going to turn up and throw some sort of spanner in the works, because that's what Vile does. And we haven't seen him in a while, and I'm like, I don't trust that we haven't seen Vile in a while, because it's Vile. He's got to turn up somewhere. He has to turn up somewhere in this book. There's a kid in the school called Edgeley Tempest, and they're saying that, and like the teacher says that no matter how into the story they're getting or how much they're channeling their favourite author, Edgeley, that means you. Edgeley. That kid's a fan of Gordon's. That kid is a fan of Gordon's, and I love that. And actually, speaking of Gordon and everything else, me and Abby were having this conversation, and we are certain that Gordon would have loved Omen, and he would have absolutely adored him, and Omen would have adored Gordon. Because Gordon would have just been happy to meet another sorcerer. And he probably would have, like, gotten like a whole load of like information out of Omen, and then possibly made like a series all about Omen and Augur's adventures, or Omen's adventures in general, or written him a story where he is the hero or something like this. And I just think he would have absolutely loved him, and I feel like he would have given Omen some sense of love and self-esteem, which is what he needs, and it would be adorable. And I really wish it had happened, because I just wanted them to meet. As soon as I thought it, I want them to meet, but they never can, and it makes me really sad. Okay, I really like Omen's gym teacher, who's like, I know that your brother's like the superstar and all the rest of it, but you're holding back and you can do better. And he's like, you can coast in all of your other classes, but in this one you're going to pay attention. And I'm just like, I really like that, because someone's actually paying attention to him, and it looks like Omen's now being included in things now, like he was included in the Midnight Feast and things like this, and I'm just like, oh, things are looking up for him a little bit. I really hope it continues, and I really hope it's not a trick again, because Omen deserves friends and love and all the rest of it, so fingers crossed. Also, is there literally anyone in this alternate universe who is a sorcerer who actually cares about mortals? Because, I mean, that soldier lady just killed mortals, like, so what? It's just like, they're human too. It's like they don't even view humans as, like, human, essentially. It's really weird. But I'm just, like, feeling quite now sorry for Valkyrie, because she's now completely on her own in this alternate universe, and she's now got to try and fight all these Drugars and everything by herself until she meets up with Skulduggery and everybody, who is now been sent on a mission to America. And I'm like, this somehow isn't going to end well. I feel like Valkyrie, if anyone's going to kill Malevolent, is going to end up being Valkyrie. And she's been so adamant this whole time that she isn't going to kill anybody. She's probably going to end up killing him. Or the other thing is, the portals do get opened, they don't succeed, and everybody pours through into the, like, our world, and that'll be fun. Trying to deal with that, but we'll see what happens. But those are my two theories at the moment, and I am excited to see which way it goes. Saracen better not die. I like Saracen. I like Saracen a hell of a lot. If he dies, I'm not going to be happy. But quite frankly, we are also heading into that sort of stage where people start dying, because we haven't had a proper character death in a few books now, so it's probably time. But at the same time, do not kill Saracen. Also, the whole thing with, like, losing the hand, I'm just like, yeah, that wasn't good. Skulduggery's going a little bit dark. But also the fact that Reith said he answers to the Deathbringer, and obviously Lord Vile was one of the Deathbringers. I'm like, I think Lord Vile was behind all of this somehow. I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out to be Lord Vile. Saracen, no! I really liked Saracen, but they've just taken him off, and Dexter's come back alone. So I think Saracen's been nobbled. I'm really sad about that because I really like him. But on a better note, the first thing Omen thinks in the fight is, I can do this all day, which makes me happy because obviously that is a Captain America quote. So just a nice little reference there. But I don't like the fact that Crepuscular Vibes was there. I was like, that can't be trusted at all. That's not good, but at least they have the obsidian blade now. Things are happening. But I'm just like, I didn't want Saracen to die. I liked him, but I should have known it the second that they revealed what his power was. It was obvious from then that he was gonna die because... Obvious, but still sad about it. But at least Omen managed to get the thing and complete the mission that he was on. Yay! Hopefully someone will respect him now. Hopefully never will respect him now. Ha ha, hilarious, but wonders never cease. Valkyrie is so clever with getting them to cut her thumb off so she can get out of the, the clamp that's holding her hand there so she can beat everyone up and get her powers back. Really, really clever, but also brutal, and it's just reminded me yet again that this is now not a middle grade, it's firmly in YA, and I would say we're now possibly heading into upper YA, getting towards like slightly more adult, which I really like. I didn't think I'd ever get like a more adult Skulduggery book, and I really like it because it's sort of showing just how far Derek Landy will go, and I quite like that, but at the same time that was kind of brutal. And I also forgot that there was a Dr. Nye in this world as well. I completely forgot that for some reason. I completely forgot there would be a Nye in this world. Fies was Skulduggery's partner and he left him to die. You whoa. I just swore out loud. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that coming. Skulduggery had a partner before Valkyrie and it was Vies? Huh? What? Plot twist! Didn't see that one coming. Probably should have done, but I didn't see that one coming. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've got nothing else apart from the words, oh my god. I don't think Malevolent's in charge here, because obviously he's now got Skulduggery and Tanith in the glass cases, but he's just ignored them for like 8 solid hours of Skulduggery talking, which isn't like him. And also he's got this metal band around his head, and I'm just wondering if he's also being controlled. So like I said earlier, I do think possibly like Lord Vile is in control here and he's the one who's created the Drugar and things like this. I'm like, I somehow don't think Malevolent's the answer here. Somehow. I don't know how. I really don't. I just don't think Malevolent is the big bad here. Also, can I just quickly say, I actually quite appreciate seeing Tanith panic for once, because we don't usually see Tanith panic about anything. She's very, very level-headed, very, very calm and all the rest of it. So to see her panic when she was actually tunneling underground with Skulduggery was actually quite interesting, because Tanith is usually sort of very, very cool and very, very calm. So to see like her be on the back foot a bit was very, very interesting. Lord Vile went to Lord Vile and went to war. That's like epic. I was like waiting for this battle, but I knew it, that Vile was behind it all, I knew it, but at the same time, now Tanith knows. Tanith now knows who Lord Vile is. Because this is gonna end well. Just, Tanith now knows, it's all kicking off, Vile versus Vile. So excited to see how this goes. I've just finished it. I wasn't supposed to today, but I just couldn't stop reading. Sorry, Abby, but oh my god, like with all of the big battle, the Lord Vile bits, now Tanith knows, but we haven't had Tanith's proper reaction to the fact that she now knows Skulduggery is Lord Vile, like Malevolent coming back and dying and not dying and then coming back again and all the rest of it. The prophecy has been fulfilled. The King of the Darklands is now dead, so now Omen and Augur are now free of prophecy, and Omen actually helped, which I thought was really, really nice. Like, Augur couldn't have done it without Omen, so I'm really, really happy that that happened and he got to be there. And a big part of it, though, his parents are probably not going to react to that at all, and are probably now going to be very angry at the fact that they're now not famous, because it's all over in terms of the Darklands. Supposedly, but also the fact that Darkess has now been reborn as a baby, a literal baby, and Sebastian's now looking after the baby. China's in a coma and Creed is now in charge. There's another teleporter. So many things. So many things. I have no words. I have absolutely no words right now. This was, frankly, an incredible book. I'm so glad that I got a chance to read it, like, now, and it wasn't. And I managed to finish it today, because I would not have been able to put it down, because I wasn't supposed to finish it anyway, but I did. I couldn't put it down. There were so many things happening. And, like, the whole double cross with Valkyrie pretending to be the sergeant in the opposite world. Things like this. I have no words. I have no words whatsoever further than the fact that I am screaming. So many things happened. And now I'm just like, how are we going forward? Because, like, I mean, like, the King of the Darklands is now dead. Mevlan's now stuck in that, like, eternity gate with Seraphina. So now basically the people we've got left is the President of the US, Vi, who I don't trust at all, Adam, who's working for somebody and is actually apparently a teleporter, and possibly Temper and Cry, whatever her name is, the other Creed sister, and Solace. I forgot about Solace there, but okay, there's a fair amount of bad guys still to go, but I'm just like freaking out. But also, can we just appreciate the fact that Valkyrie actually went, right, I am going to see a therapist, and I'm also going to take a couple of weeks off to spend time with my family and my girlfriend. And I'm like, thank God for that, for healthy choices. Valkyrie finally made a healthy choice. Yay! But I'm screaming. I am absolutely screaming. That was incredible. I am speechless. That's all I've got. I am speechless with this book. It was so good. My only thing is that I do wish we had focused maybe a little bit more on mental health, just a little tiny bit more, and Valkyrie had spent a bit more time like curing her, like getting cured, I guess. I don't want to say cured, but like getting better mentally. But apart from that, I really enjoyed this one like always, and it's definitely going to be a 4-star read. But with that, I'm now going to leave this vlog here, because otherwise I'm going to be talking for a very long time, and it's just going to be just incomprehensible screaming. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me what you thought of this book the first time you read it, or if you don't have that much time, leave me a skull related emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, which actually has some information on it about Derek Landy's Marvel comic book if you are interested in that. I'll also leave a link down below to my Etsy and Redbubble store, which also is for bookish merch and bookish bullet journal stuff if you are interested in that. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here with the link to my previous video. But until next time everyone, bye!